What is SSO, or single sign-on? Let's take a closer look. SSO is an authentication scheme that lets users secure access to multiple apps and services with just one set of login credentials. Apps like Gmail, Workday, or Slack often include SSO logins. You can sign in once and get access to everything you need. Behind is a powerful concept called federated identity, which allows trusted systems to share your identity securely. SSO is powered by two major protocols. First, we have SAML, short for Security Assertion Markup Language. It uses a XML to send identity data between services, and it is very common in enterprise environments. The second is OpenID Connect, or OIDC. You've probably used it before, like when you sign in with Google or log in with Facebook. OIDC uses JWATs or JSON web tokens to pass your identity securely in a compact, readable format. Let's walk through a typical SAML-based SSO login. Imagine someone visits Gmail at work. In this case, Gmail is the service provider or SP. Instead of asking for credentials directly, Gmail sends a SAML authentication request through to the browser, redirecting the user to their company's identity provider or IDP. This could be something like Okta, Auth0, or Azure AD. The identity provider shows the login page. The user logs in, and if successful, the IDP creates a SAML insertion, which is a digitally signed XML document that contains the user's identity and access details. This is sent back to the browser and then forwarded to Gmail. Gmail verifies the SAML insertion using a public key cryptography to ensure it's really coming from the trusted identity provider. If everything checks out, Gmail creates a session and grants the user access. This entire flow happens in just seconds. No second login needed, no extra password, just smooth and secure access. Now let's say the same user visits Workday or another SSO integrated app. Workday sees the user's domain and sends the SAML authentication request just like Google did. The browser redirects the user to the identity provider again, but this time, since the user already has a valid session, there is no need to log in again. The identity provider simply uses a new SAML insertion for Workday. The browser forwards it, Workday validates it, and the user is in instant. That's the power of single sign-on. One login, multiple apps, seamless access. Now let's compare that with OpenID Connect. It's a very similar concept, but instead of using XML, OpenID Connect uses JWATs, which are signed JSON documents. Here's how it works. The app redirects the user to the identity provider or authorization endpoint. The IDP returns an ID token and possibly an access token, both in JWAT format. The app then validates the token signature using a public key. JWATs are lighter, faster, and more suitable for mobile and modern web apps. So, which one to use? Both SAML and OpenID Connect are secure. It really depends on what you are building. If you are working on enterprise apps or legacy systems, SAML might be the best bet. If you are working on modern web apps or mobile apps, go with OpenID Connect. Good news is, most identity providers like Okta and Azure AD support both. To wrap up, SSO simplifies authentication, improves security, and makes life easier for the user and IT teams alike. It's all powered by federated identity and secure token exchange, whether that's SAML insertion or JWAT.